Welcome back to Trigun Anime Review Part 4. This I'm reviewing episodes 13 to 16. Now, these particular episodes are quite interesting. Now, 13, despite being an anime original, it's essentially put a clip show of pretty much recapping the series up to the most recent episode. Yep, that's pretty much what 13 is. You see briefly a little bit some canon stuff. Mostly put is just Meryl type of report. The whole episode recapping everything that's going on in the anime since episode 1. That's the gist of it. And it's the last, it's so up until 21. Yep. And then for the next 3 episodes, it's all canon. 14, 15, 16 cover these chapters of the original Trigun manga. From 14, it's 10 to 12. 15, it's 17 to 20. And for 16, it's 16 and 20. Yep. That's the simple gist of it when it comes to this particular episode. Yep. And what happened now, basically what happened back in episode 12, this kind of has the repercussions a little bit later on. Oh yes, it has repercussions over the next few episodes. Oh yes. After that report, they basically follow Vash to another town. Yeah. Now, I should point out, though, that the guy who we fought in episode 12 is actually, believe it or not, one of the villains of the series. Oh, yes. From a group called the Go Guns. Yep. And over the course of the next, 3 episodes, he encounters various members of them. Now, 14 is pretty much the introduction to... Not 14. Mostly 15 is kind of the introduction to pretty much the rest of the group. Yeah. First episode is called Little Arcadia. Yeah. I should point out that Vash himself is not really in the episode. You see him briefly at the beginning, and then after he makes a cameo at the very end, and that's the last you see of the character. He doesn't really appear, he barely appears in 14. Most of what happens in this episode is that, well, there's this greedy landowner who really wants this land this LA couple owns, which apparently in the barren wastelands of Trigun, apparently they have able to grow grass and trees, thanks to some line that basically just happens to be running underneath the ground. And the owner refuses, the current owner of this place refuses to sell, and they really wanted the deed. And we see at the beginning, we see characters having an argument with basically a guy who turns out to be their son. Yep, their son. And, well, mostly put, you can kind of think of this episode, the main characters are Millie and Meryl. Yeah, these two are pretty much the stars of this episode. Vash takes a back seat, which probably is a good rest for Johnny on Vash. Yep. And pretty much the Nebraska family show up in this episode. Yeah, sort of a follow-up to a pre-experience they made in an extra episode. Yeah, this is the rest of the family. Yeah, mostly for the rest of the group anyways. Yeah, and they all get pretty much defeated by well, the old man and Millie. Millie and Meryl. Yeah, they all get defeated by them. And, well, that's the simple gist of the episode. Yep. 15 is kind of basically part 1 of a 2-parter. Where Vash is in this town, and then he's sees the guy from episode 12. Yeah, he's back. And... he actually... The episode starts up really dark, and then it gets funny a little bit later. Where you see... This guy's name is Legato. You see him just eating in a bar. Yes. And these biker guys just happen to come with 3 captive women who got no shoes on. Oh yeah, and one of the women who just dares to look at him. Apparently that upsets her captor. He proceeds to beat the living crap out of her. Legato's response to this, and he basically does nothing to this at all, until his fork is basically destroyed by a bullet, and shots are fired at him. So he responds by manipulating them to basically kill each other. All of them, with the exception of the women. Women basically are left unscathed. Oh yeah, his plan is to eradicate humanity. Why? Never explained in this episode. And then you see him on top of this mountain of a rock, where you see several of the Go Guns. Yeah, basically, of these people who are here, 3 of them are used, basically. One's used in this episode. The other 2 pop up in the very next episode. And one of them is sent after Vash. And it's Dominique, the Demon's Eye. Yep, a woman. Yeah, so Vash runs up at the scene Legato. And he gets to the runs to Dominique. And Dominique proceeds to take a knife and slice off several of Vash's buttons off his coat. And he says, "Oh yeah, I also took the time to grope you 5 times. Maybe 4. And also, apparently, her shirt that she's wearing, just the button she's on her shirt just automatically just pop off." I'm like, what? Okay. Yeah. And she's mildly embarrassed by this. And thanks to some hypnotism, yes, hypnotism, yeah, basically her eye basically hypnotizes people, he proceeds to destroy the device that blocks the eye. And he blocks the hypnotism by causing a lot of pain in his hand, which is caused by a woman closing the door on his finger. Yep. Oh yeah, and the girls, they don't do really much of anything. They have no idea what the heck is going on. So, yeah. So they proceed to have a brief battle, and of course Vash wins. She survives. And then Vash tells, like, "Hey, next time I see you, you better be undressed." Okay. Well, she shows up next episode. Dead. Yep, she's dead. In the manga, she commits suicide after this battle. In the anime, she got killed by the next guy. His name is... Well, he's basically a... Let's see. E.G. Mine. Yeah. He kills both her and Monroff, the guy from episode 12. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so these 2 are killed off by him for failing to kill Vash. So, and of course, he never confirms that he actually did kill him, but yeah, he did kill him by using his giant pincushion. And then all of a sudden, Rendai of the Blade, he shows up. He's pretty much the samurai. Yeah, he's pretty much like, it's implied this guy is Japanese because he's carrying a car with Japanese characters, basically say deathmatch. And he dresses like a freaking samurai, though his sword is quite unique. It's pretty much a regular katana, which also doubles as a freaking shotgun. Okay, fine. And like during the battle, while shooting, apparently Vash gets wounded. And then Vash basically puts out his hidden gun, doesn't do much anything. And then his other arm activates, revealing a basically a hidden cannon in his arm. And he does not want this to happen. So pretty much he redirects, he shoots his other arm, have his one arm basically turn cannon, fires in the sky at the moon, causing some decimation in the city. And this is Augusta, mind you. And also blows a hole in the moon. Not really a big hole, but yeah. So, and then we see clips of various characters who appeared in the series, mostly in cameos, talking about Vash, what happened here. Vash himself doesn't really explain it. Also, Wolfwood is in this episode. He doesn't really do much anything until the very end of the episode. Yep. And Redai survives the explosion in order to see him get killed by Wolfwood. Why? Because I think he felt like it. He just shows up with his motorcycle. I mean, it's the first time in a few episodes he's been seen. And he just shows up, kills the guy. That's it. That's all you get from the character. Yep. And, well, that's all I gotta say for these episodes. That's all I can think of that happens. I mean, the Nebraska family got hired in episode 14. That was pretty interesting, and mostly it's a group of women. Yeah. And nothing much is done with them aside from and it's also kind of something, though, for a series called Trigun, and the main character is called Vash the Stampede, and he's absent for most of the entire episode. Focus on the girls. The girls don't do much of anything except that they follow Vash in these few episodes, like after episode 14. Yeah, next two they just follow him, they come across the explosion, and then at the episode 16, a bunch of bullcrap happens. Like, because, Vash has been declared a human disaster, so their insurance society basically want to return to the home office immediately, and they basically washed their hands of Vash. Yeah, the letter is a bunch of bullcrap. Yeah, it's stupid. Really stupid. How about, I don't know, since they're basically supposed to be insurance investigators, perhaps you could, I don't know, actually figure out what the heck happened. Like, oh yeah, they say he destroyed a city. Not really, no, he destroyed part of a city by sheer accident. Yeah, they mentioned what happened in the city of Lost July, but yeah. And instead of acting like a proper insurance agency, yeah, they're called an insurance society. Yeah, these two girls are supposed to be investigators. They're supposed to be investigating him. Calling them back because of what Vosh did is really stupid. Their job is to tail him, and basically document is what he does. And so it's like, nope, don't want to deal with him. Nope, don't care. Don't care what anybody else thinks. We just basically want to keep our money because we're tired of basically paying out stuff. Yeah. But that's the way episode 16 ends, with a bullcrap ending, and Meryl, who basically, it's very heavily implied that she's in love with Bosch, though she hasn't really expressed it yet. And she's like sad at the very end of the episode. Millie, of course, Meryl is upset by this stupid document, and it's something though. These two girls do nothing as 2 episodes, except basically show up now and again, get some exposition. They try to follow Vosh. Vosh tells them no, and then they call back to head office because, well, they want to come back for some reason. I don't know why. In the manga, they actually disbanded at the end of the original series. Yeah, they actually got rid of the insurance agent. Basically, they're jobless, whatever. Yeah. So, episode 6. There's basically 10 episodes left. And starting with next episode, they're going to be adapting the sequel series, well, the follow-up series, Trigun Maximum. But they only cover the first 6 chapters for some strange reason. Yeah, I have no idea why in the world they do that for, but yeah. That's pretty much what they do. They cover the first 6 chapters. That's pretty much it when it comes to... But I'll talk more about that in part 5, when I talk about episodes 17 to 20. As for these episodes, they're actually pretty good. I would say that 13 is completely unnecessary of an episode. Yeah, especially since it's just a clip show. I mean, if you skip over it, you're not really missing much of anything. I mean, the only reason why you should watch it is for the girls. Because they're the only characters who appear in the episode who don't appear in freaking stock footage. You see Vosh at the beginning, briefly in the episode. Yeah, it's like for 13 and 14, they just basically reduced them a couple episodes and focus on Millie and Meryl. And then go back to Vosh for episodes 15 and 16. That's what you best can say about these 4 episodes. But I'm looking forward to watching the next 4 episodes of the series and cap up the series probably either tonight or tomorrow. Okay? But yeah, that's it for this particular review. Not much else to say about these episodes. They're pretty damn good. I was not really a big fan of the opening of episode 15, but Vosh's fight with Dominique is actually quite funny and interesting. And good humor, mind you. And it is something, though, that it was very heavily implied Vosh would have sex with this woman. The same woman who tried to kill him. Okay, fine. Whatever. It's so hilarious. Yeah. But I like that character. Surprising that the character gets killed off in the very next episode. Along with the character who survived at the beginning of episode 13. Yeah. It's like, you introduce these characters and then you kill them off. Okay. Yeah. The gun hose. Yeah. They're killed by a guy called E.G. Mine. Yeah. Which sounds like similar to Fujuka Mine. Yeah. That's it. Just fit. As far as I can tell, aside from possibly doing part 5, I got no other videos planned for today aside from basically doing Trigun. No comic corners, no novel reviews. I might have movie review, but yeah, not much else, okay? But see you in the next video. Bye.